Hey guys, welcome to Showstopper Sports. This is my quick reaction to the Alabama's drubbing of Mississippi State today. They won 51-3. That only field goal was early in the third quarter. Game was already well in hand. You see how many first downs Alabama had? 26 to their 17. Look at the total yards. That just jumps 615 to 274. I mean, 615, some teams are happy to get that in 3 games, not just one. Obviously, they had a lot more rushing yards, which it looked like Alabama in this game was dedicated to the throw. They wanted to get Jalen Hurts passing the ball in this game. He did have the couple of, he had the turnover, that kind of thing, the fumble and the interception. But when you're trying to turn a guy loose a little bit and help him figure his way out and feel his way around, I'm okay with the turnovers. He obviously made up for it with his legs. He made up for it with his he did have some great passes. He did end up having a great touchdown there in the game, throwing it to Stewart those 3 times, which I love the fact he can throw it 2 feet in front of him. And since it's a forward shovel, it's actually ended up being that kind of a pass. My takeaway from this, I just watched number 2 Clemson lose. I saw number 3 Michigan lose, number 4 Washington lose, and Washington just jumped up to that spot because of Texas A&M losing last week to Mississippi State. So that's kind of interesting. And then Texas A&M lost again today. I feel like they're kind of on a little bit of a slide. You have Trevor Knight getting hurt, but then you also have Auburn at number 9 losing, and a lot of people were very suspect of Auburn, thinking they might actually be good, but not 100%. Georgia's an unranked team, but always plays Auburn well, especially Georgia's at home, and they get up for a game against Auburn. That's probably one, besides Florida, it's probably their main rival, and so they get up for that game. So I see that's my reaction just with that. So as I am still a little bit worried about Auburn and the fact that I think they're going to play Alabama well and probably just as good as LSU. And hopefully the LSU game is going to help Alabama be ready to play Auburn, because they're going to already have that feel for that tough game, that team that really wants to beat them. Difference is Alabama's at home. Guys, I love that stadium. I love the big circle Alabama logo right in the middle of the field. It just looks good. It feels good. And I think Jalen Hurts is going to benefit from being at home. And those fans, like me, support him. I went to the Kentucky game earlier this year. That was awesome, a great experience. That is just a great place to be, and I feel like that whole team is behind him. O.J. Howard played well today. I feel like Calvin Ridley, even though he didn't get a lot of touches, he got a TD. He played well today. Of course, the defense was outstanding all around. I like seeing that guy Gore come in, number 27, and play some running back today with Bo Scarborough a little banged up. You know what? You don't need to play a guy if he's banged up with Alabama. If you have that core going, those guys know how to get it done, and I think you could almost put anybody back there, and they're going to be able to find a hole and make a run. And Alabama was not overpowering with the run, even though they doubled it up on Mississippi State. They still looked amazing today. And for me, it's like it's not even the distance between number 1 and number 2 in college football this year is insane. I don't know how you could even vote for any other team to even have a first place vote. Like, there's nobody that for me is even close. Do you have teams that are good, and just because they have a loss doesn't mean they're not a good team, because I think even the best teams can stumble. That's happened to Alabama last year. You have those games, and even some games earlier this year where they let those teams score a lot of points, but they learn from those games, learn what to do moving forward, and they're not letting that happen. They're on a 21-game winning streak. They didn't have a defensive score today, but who cares? They still got turnovers. They still made plays on defense. They still had a couple sacks. They're on pace for the most sacks they've had in the championship era with Nick Saban. So this team is raring and ready to go. You just saw all those stats. It's sick. You just watch some highlights from that game. You only need a couple highlights, and you're like, they just dominated that game. It wasn't even fair. I saw, he had Jalen Hurts had that 60-yard run. I was like, man, he just needed one little more burst and he would have had it in the end zone. It's like you want to hit turbo in Madden, you know what I'm saying? But that was a great game. So thanks for watching this video. I hope this kind of helps you with the reaction to it, because this is me, man. I watch every play of that game. Like, I'm focused. I want to know. I'm watching the detail, because I know that's what Nick Saban's doing. And he's putting in those third-string guys in the fourth quarter, and he wants them to perform just as well as those first-string guys, because next year and the year after that, those guys are starting. Those guys are the guys he's counting on to win that championship for him. So thanks for watching the Showstopper Sports channel. Go ahead and subscribe, comment, and let me know what you think. Roll Tide. The show stops here.